morning, everybody. Yes, we are now on the field. We are here to show ourselves how to cut your leaves properly. Which type of leaf should I cut? Which type of leaf should I not cut? So for the purpose of this training for today, we'll be using cashew leaf. This is cashew leaf. This is cashew tree. Now, which type of leaf should I not cut? First and foremost, I'll be telling you, for example, for this tree is already bringing out flowers. As you can see, this tree is already bringing out flowers. That's to tell you that this tree is about to fruit. So I would not advise you to cut a leaf from a tree that is about to fruit, because by the time you cut the leaves, you won't allow that plant to fruit again, and that won't be good enough. You are just stopping the production of that plant. So then another thing is that I will want you to cut fresh leaves, as in fresh leaves that are coming from the tip like this. Okay, this doesn't have a flower yet, meaning a fruit will not be coming out from this branch. But look at this branch now. Something is already wrong with this particular leaf. This particular leaf looks diseased. This particular leaf looks diseased. It doesn't look fresh at all. As a matter of fact, pest has already been feeding on this leaf. So don't just say, okay, I can just remove this part. I can just remove this part and use this part. No. For the fact that they ate this part doesn't mean that they've not tampered with the remaining parts of the leaves. You understand? So if your leaf looks this way, do not take this kind of leaf. Do not harvest this kind of leaf for your leaf powder production. That's another point. Then the next point is, how do I cut the leaves such that I will not damage my plants? You don't remove the leaves like this. When you remove the leaves like this, you have just damaged that branch. One. Number two, you will not allow the plant to grow more. This kind of branch now, after some time, the branch will dry off and it's going to die off. So you have damaged the plant in that way. So to harvest your leaf, the best thing is for you to cut the branches of the leaf like this. Cut the branch of the leaf like this. This is a process called pruning. Gardeners in the house will understand what I mean by pruning. So when you cut the branches like this, cut another branch, cut another branch. This is the yellow leaf. We'll be talking about that later. Then you cut another branch like this. So when you have the branches like this, it will be easier for you to cut one. Secondly, the plant also will also spring forth. We bring out more branches and more leaves, more fresh leaves. So you cut your leaves from the branches, not directly on the tree. So when you now get home, perhaps depending on the method of the drying that I will be teaching us later, you can decide to remove your leaves like this, or you can decide to dry your leaves directly like this. We'll be discussing how we'll be drying the leaves, the two methods we drying the leaves in the course of the training. Now, what other leaves should I not cut? Now look at this leaf now. Okay, that one is falling. This is a yellow leaf. This is a yellow leaf. The normal healthy leaf of a cashew should be green color. This yellowing of leaves has been affected by disease. Is a term called chlorosis. And what do I mean by chlorosis? The chlorophyll pigment of this leaf has been affected. Chlorophyll is the green pigment that the plants use for the process of photosynthesis. So in this kind of leaf, the process of photosynthesis has been disturbed, such that the minerals, the vitamins that will be required in this leaf is no longer there. So when you are plucking your leaves, or when you are cutting, when you are harvesting your leaf, avoid yellowing of leaves. I will tell us why we should still avoid yellowing of leaves later in the as we progress in the training. Avoid yellowing of leaves. This is a leaf that has been affected by chlorosis. Then there is still another disease, symptom of disease that I'll be discussing. Okay, this plant does not have that symptoms. I will be discussing it in the next video. Thank you.